Hi guys, this is Massa from the Great White North. So today we're going to discover a new game called Primal TCG. We have a guest here. Hi.
Hi, I'm Claudio Attilano. I'm the creator of Primal TCG.
Let's check the video.
The Plegueis clan has been wreaking havoc on the land of Arizal. They have been going from town to town to convert everyone to their cult, or else get cleansed of their existence. The Micromans are being controlled by the enchantment of the Plegueis clan to destroy anyone that stands in their way. The only hope to defeat the Plegueis clan is to gather all 6 elemental crystals to liberate the Micromans and face off in an epic battle. The Kane Pirates, led by Captain Alexander Kane, strive to gather all the elemental crystals to become the strongest force in the sea. This rowdy crew loves to steal from others, feast till the sunrise and compete in combat. The dragons are symbiote warriors that have bonded with dragons to be able to defeat the evil that lurks in Arizal. Every warrior has a different dragon ability. From electrifying their opponents to being able to bend flames, these warriors will defeat the evil Plegueis clan and anyone that stands in their way. The Primal trading card game is a 2-player game that lasts from 30 to 60 minutes, designed to test the strategic skills of any TCG player. Craft your own game-winning strategy and strike your opponent down with your unique abilities. Learn how to control your essence and choose which archetype you want to conquer Arizal with. Build your 50-card deck with the most essential characters, strategies and abilities with a selection of 139 unique cards. Every game of Primal is a battle between you and your opponent to conquer Arizal. Awaken your primal instincts and defeat your opponent by winning 10 battle rewards. Become a primordial backer on Primal's Kickstarter today.
Well, that was a very nice video. I mean, this is still a preview of the Kickstarter page, so you guys can't really see it right now, but it's going to be live on the 20th. Don't forget about it. And we're going to do a giveaway also for every 100 views we get before the game is on Kickstarter. On the dates on Kickstarter, we're going to check. For every 100 views, we're going to give you guys something. So don't forget, you need to let a comment. Write what was your favorite part of the video, and you need to subscribe, otherwise it doesn't select automatically. And the winner will be announced on the Discord of Primal and on the Discord of my own channel.
I have these exclusive packs right here. These are the primordial packs, right? Only 250 of these were made, and yeah, we're gonna be giving them away to the viewers here.
That's good.
These are exclusive. Like these full art cards won't be made in the future at all. So it's really exciting.
As you know, right now there are a lot of Kickstarter out there for TCGs. We are no more in a world where it's one every year or something like that. So people are picky, and there have been some bad ones, or like some that, well, the business side was not very good. So I have a lot of questions, and I want you to answer honestly, because I think it's important for viewers to kind of, know a bit more about the creator and about the project before they commit money, because sometimes we know that the money just disappears. We saw that recently. So first, about the game. Like in a nutshell, can you explain what Primal is?
Yeah, easy. So Primal is an easy-to-learn turn-based fantasy trading card game. It's played between 2 players. Players deploy stronger characters and strategies like the longer you play the game. Mm-hmm. It's a turn-based game. So you go into battle with each other, and during the battle you can use abilities, and you use a resource system called Essence. So you win Primal by inflicting 10 direct damages to your opponent. And every damage is a battle reward.
There is a pretty extensive rule book. and I found it pretty well explained. Um, so we're gonna look at it a bit later, but yeah, more or less. If I zoom here, so you have a battlefield. You have your reward on one side, and you battle your opponent, and the goal is to get all the opponent's reward or something like that.
So yeah, so this like where it says section A right here, those
Yeah.
are like your opponent's battle rewards. So whenever they attack you directly, you move cards from your deck, the top of your
Oh, I
deck,
see.
to the battle reward area, and you lose access to those cards.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's not like the same as Vanguard or Digimon and stuff like that. It's a so like you are milling like each time you take damage, you take a card out of your deck, and they are on the left.
Yes.
I see. Interesting. But I guess there are some way to use them anyway.
Some cards that you have access to them, right?
Yeah, I would hope so. That's kind of like that's interesting. All right, so let's dig a bit more in the in this project. What motivated you to make a card game? I mean, it's not like it's the safest things to do, and there are a lot out there. So, what motivated you?
So came from my background was from like an old game, a dead card game called the Naruto CCG.
Yeah.
So I love that game. Like I love that game completely. And like Primal is like based off that. So it's taking that similar gameplay of turn and team based
I
fighting,
see.
and it's just bringing it back because it's been like a decade since the Naruto game died, and so it's been a decade of that gameplay. But I still know like there's like crazy people out there like me that love playing this game.
I didn't know this game, so that's good to know. Why did you choose to go with a Kickstarter and not, try to get funds from private people or from bank? I mean, I know a lot of people are doing that, but like, I was curious.
Kickstarter is like it's an idea validation and a crowdfunding platform at the same time.
I see.
So it's both of them. So I mean, sure, I love this game, but I need to prove that I'm not the only one that loves this game. That's why like we need it. So like,
you
people
see
could say,
kind
"Oh,
of for you, it's kind of like a peer review of your own project to have people check it and say, hey, that's good, I want to put money.
Yeah, because anybody could say it's a good idea, but not everyone's gonna put down their hard-earned money for it.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. And yeah, like how many people are working on this project right now?
It's really just me, like full time. I've had some help from this one friend I had, but now it's just kind of just me pushing it all through.
And I guess then you paid for the artist. I guess you didn't.
Yeah. I commissioned all the artwork.
Ooh, you have sleeves. I didn't know that. I mean, they are not super cheap though. I mean, $35 for a pack of sleeves.
Yeah,
it's serious stuff. But
they're dragon shields, But yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, you're sold out of the decks, and I wanted to say you guys can try those decks, but apparently they're sold out. So
yeah, we just sold them out, and we're gonna. I mean, we have some in stock, but we're gonna be at Collecticon the 20th, the day that we launch. So we want to have some.
Yeah, makes sense. I like those sleeves. Right? Who knows? Maybe one day.
Which one?
Yeah, I like this one.
Nice.
I think this one is pretty sick. I do like. You have those several. Where it is? Oh, now I'm in the shop, so it's different. You have those 5 right tribes, and I do like the Plagueis, because I'm a big Dark Soul and Bloodborne fan. I like everything kind of like dark fantasy, and there are not many dark fantasy card game out there. So usually I play more like board game. For people who know Kingdom Death Monster, I'm a huge fan. For me, my 2 favorite tribes This one and Wild Dragon, because I mean, who doesn't like dragons? And also, like,
Yeah.
it's really tricky for dragons to have their own identity and to be not boring. But my understanding is like in this game, the dragons are. And the whole lore is kind of complicated. So, do you mind explaining me the lore a bit? Why do we have dragons and pirates in the same world?
Yeah, sure. Actually, in the current timeline of the lore, the dragons are being hunted down by the monarchs of the land. So the dragons had to make a deal with these dragon warriors to become symbiotes so that they can survive and hide among plain sight.
As a dragon, those people?
Yes, these guys. And every dragon warrior has a tattoo, signifying like the dragon that they've made like a bond with.
Oh, that's cool. Like that?
Yes, like that.
Oh, that's cool.
So like she's supposed to transform into Balthazar's, and Balthazar looks like that. It's a green and orangish dragon. And the pirates are like a symbol of freedom. And they have to face off against the Plagueis clan, right? And it's kind of like, in order for you to beat a monster, you have to kind of be a monster yourself.
I see. And what about the Micromons then?
So the Micromons are, well, these are just really fun to make. They're being controlled by the Plagueis clan because this guy right here, the guy you just clicked, betrayed. He betrayed the Micromons, and he told the Plagueis clan how to manipulate all of the Micromons. And now they're henchmen in a sense and doing their evil bidding.
I see. There is a story about a simulation, so like, can you try to explain us kind of simply what the story about the simulation, like?
Sure, definitely.
Is this our world or not?
So yeah, actually, it is our world. So like, humanity has just kind of like come into contact. So if you look at the back of a primal card, right? Let me see if I can. Yeah. It has like these six. These are called the six primordial elemental crystals, right? So our society has just discovered them, and it's up to a scientist called Dr. Yahweh Allen. Yeah. So this is the guy in charge of the Primal Simulations project. He has to run like a simulation to figure out what these elemental crystals do, and it starts of, so the first simulation is Arizal, and like, he thought that we need to be able to think of whatever possibilities these crystals could do. So we're gonna go add all the craziest things possible on it, not just focus on our reality.
Coming back to the kind of like, how can I say, the not so cool part of a Kickstarter, you know, people are worried that project become real. So I need to ask you some question. Which experience do you have as a game developer or like a product developer or like, you know, delivering something? Did you ever create it or made something from a business point of view?
So in 2018, I got with some college friends and we tried to make a startup, a social commerce startup. It was actually dedicated to like geeks. So it was kind of like what Whatnot is, except without like the live streams. It was more Instagram based, and we thought that people would want such a marketplace, and well, we made it right. We got together for 3 months. We programmed it together, and brought it out to the public. But unfortunately, we did not have enough funding to continue doing it full time, and the team fizzled out because well, they needed to survive.
Yeah.
And in game development wise, so the Naruto CCG community has these like fan made sets. So it's like extensions of the original work, and there's a group there that is in charge of doing that. and I joined that group as well and helped them since I made like an app for the Naruto game as well, and I helped them with like card input. I joined like their tournaments and tested the effects that they made up, and I helped them as well make up new effects for new cards. Experience I have.
I will
as
ask
well.
you a very practical question. I think right now the worry of most people who back a project is that they are worried if they actually receive something. Um, and you know, it's not only for card game. You know, some board game have taken several years to arrive, or some never arrive, or some arrive but very bad. And so I was curious in terms of you know, what can you say to people watching this video to make them feel safe about your, you know, your economical situation and your confidence in terms of, you know, actually getting card printed and you're using a budget, not burning it too quick. You know, I mean, it's a business. You know, it's something serious.
I would say just like look at my track record, right? I already have some gold foil samples, which is like how the foiling of the cards is supposed to be done. If you scroll down, you could see it actually.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
like the foiling is supposed to be done. I already have those printed from like the card printer manufacturer we're going to be working with, and we also have the 0th edition starter decks, which is kind of like before the Kickstarter, and you know those are produced and shipped out like across the world to different people, and they've made content on it. They've played it themselves, and now this is kind of like just at a bigger scale, right? Because we want this to really grow,
Yeah.
and this
Well,
is the first
usually
growing
the
phase.
scaling is the part where it become hard. When you start to reach like 500 customer, for example, and you have to ship, you know, thousand and thousand of boxes, there are a lot of costs at this that probably you don't plan in terms of distribution, taxes, transport, shipping is expensive. Just between you and me and people watching here, did you really check into all those prices and are you confident that budget wise you're going to be okay? So I was curious, like, what is your target in terms of fund? Like, how much do you really need to have to make this project come true?
Well, it's really just that funding goal right there,
Like,
75,000 US dollars.
yeah. So I guess you already put some money in it. And can you say how much money you spent already on this project?
So I spent about $30,000 on just the commissioned artwork, and I would say over $10,000 in convention materials and other marketing related
Yeah.
expenses.
So do you have most of the art already?
Oh yeah, the whole art is done.
Okay, so then it's just, yeah. I mean, there is some work, I guess, to tune the game itself. Apparently, you are pretty advanced in that, but this usually doesn't have so much big costs. Most of the costs come from art and from printing and shipping between, you know, manufacturer and putting cards inside boosters and stuff. So 75K, you have that. You sure you can deliver something?
Positive.
And
Extremely confident. Extremely confident.
And how many, like, how much would be optimal for you? I mean, I guess if you have $1 million, that's not very good because that's too big. You know, there is this kind of scaling that a lot of projects, I think, looking at you, Maelstrom, have issue with, because if you make a, you know, if you plan for like, I don't know, 20,000 bucks or whatever, if you scale too much and you try to sell too much, then you end up having other trouble, like, oh, my warehouse is too small and the printing, the price change. So like, what would be a good goal for you?
So I'm hoping to hit at least like double of the current goal.
150?
Yeah, 150 would be nice, and over like 400 backers to have like a good diversity of people having cards in their hands. The too much would be like over 400,000. That would
Yeah,
be too
yeah.
much.
No, but that's a, you know, it's actually good that you know about it. And I saw you already write somewhere how many boxes you want to. I mean, it's kind of long, so I don't know where it is, but
I think you passed it.
I passed it. Maybe. But I think you have 2,500
Right
boxes. So why? So first, like, why this number and why putting a number?
Well, I
Because
mean,
you
the
could hit it
market's
pretty
really.
quick. So, you know, like it's. I mean, we will check the price of the box, but 2,500 boxes. Let's say $100 per box. That's $250,000.
It's actually $85 per box.
Oh, that's better. Good. So, like, if you reach 200,000, you would be over, and then people can't actually get product. So that's why I'm not always. I do understand that it's good to have a number of box limited, but I feel it's very frustrating as a player when I just can't even get something because, you know, it's decided to be like that. So what the thought behind the
So,
2,500?
well, in regards to TCGs, like TCGs have two aspects, which is like the collector and the player aspect, right? So the booster boxes are limited. However, the starter decks are not limited. So I built the starter decks to be competitive enough to have for you to only really need a starter decks to really compete. Now, if you really want those extra boosts, right? Like and a certain ability super rare card, then probably singles you could buy it in singles or something like that. But I mean, it's really nice to have a booster box, and it's the having the booster boxes to be limited helps us in making the fundraising goal as well.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Just it's not that many. But I mean, it's good for some people. It's just you're gonna see, like, once you sold all of them, and you're gonna be in a tight situation where you can't actually, you know, give something to people or sell something to people. Look at the art of the game, because it's how can I say? There are several types of art. Like, you know, like I was telling you, there is this dark fantasy here. Uh, there is, you know, for the pirates, they have a side more like manga cartoon style. Uh, and then the micromons are, I don't know what they are. But,
This
you know,
kind of like Disney-ish style.
yeah. So, like, how would you describe? Well, first, where does your inspiration for the art come from? Like, it's not Naruto here, so you know, like, where did you get the inspiration from?
Well, the King of Pirates, like I was inspired by One Piece. I love One Piece. The Micromons is like a mix of Digimon and Pokemon. And the Plague Doctors, I think they just look scarier in a fantasy art style. So I kind of like wanted them to look scary.
You wanted some balance, I guess, between like the nice and, you know, Digimon aspect, the One Piece, which is all like positive, and you need to have a darkness in the story, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. And what's good is like maybe you don't like the pirates art, right? But you do like the
Oh, no.
Plague Doctor art,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you could choose like, you know what, I'm gonna beat these pirates with my badass Plague Doctors.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was just wondering where your imagination was coming from, inspiration. And can you cite some artists? I mean, you work with many artists. What are your top artists, or like anybody you would like to mention, especially?
Oh sure. Go to the top, the artist tab, if you could.
I found Buttery Snake. I forgot if it's a name. Buttery Shake.
Butter, yeah, butter shake.
It's not especially my style of art, but I do like her. This I like. Um, I like art with a lot of shading, and that look like, they spend a lot of time making it. And I found that Buttery Shake is pretty good at playing with the light and the shadow of card. This is also pretty good. I really like that. So
Yeah, Buttery Shake is one of my favorite artists as well. Andre, I really like Andre's Dragons. And then there's Mortina. Mortina was like the head of like she made almost all the Micromons.
I see.
And I really like Camille and
Yeah, Camille is
I like him.
French. I think.
I like him. Yeah, he's French actually. He brought that actually brought him originally just for dragons, and then I threw him the plague doctors to see how he would paint them, and I liked his style, so he also did the plague doctors.
I mean, you explained a bit. And like, let's look at a card, I guess. So, how many type of cards do you have? So, you have the character cards.
There's three type of cards: character cards, ability cards, and strategy cards.
And strategy card. All right. So, can you walk us through like the main mechanism? So, we have our three type of card. So, how does it work? Like a typical turn, or things like that.
Sure. So this is a turn-based game, right? So if you look at the die right there in the top right corner tells us we're in turn 2.
Okay.
So character cards and strategy cards tell us what turn they can start being played on, right? That's the little shield icon on
That's
them.
the E, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's E right there. And the F icon right there is a hand cost. So like how many cards you need to move from your hand to your essence to put the card in play. And essence is used for your ability cards. So ability cards are kind of like hand traps, you could think of it. They're meant for you to surprise the opponent and get an advantage over them.
Does it mean that this card costs 3?
Yes, so that card costs 3 of any essence. But there's like other ability cards that have specific requirements of essence, like a plasma and 2 of any, and so on and so forth.
So what does the 3 mean here? Like you put 3 cards from your hand to the soul?
So this 3 here means is that in order for you to play this card, you have to move 3 cards from your essence to the discard pile.
Okay.
So once you play it, right, you lose that essence.
And all right, so you build your essence while playing some cards, and so I think there is this concept of team that is pretty unique.
Yeah. So when you play a character, right here, let's go zoom into this. So when you play a character, you can organize them into a team of 3 characters, right? So 3 is the max a team could be, and you can only send 3 teams out to battle. Characters also have 2 states, healthy and injured. That's why you see Hari tapped sideways.
Yeah.
So when they're tapped, they have different stats, and they can also lose their effects as well.
I see. So yeah, like combat value is 1 if it's the leader, and 3 if it's support here. Those are the combat and support when they are no more healthy. When they
injured, when they're injured.
And so why did you decide to go with a team system? What's the advantage of it, like from a game design point of view?
Well, honestly, like the Naruto game kind of created that team system, and it's great because the curve on the power, right? Because it really depends on like how many characters are on the field. Like if you're at turn 5 and you bring out a character with like an attack of 6, it shouldn't. It could like completely affect the whole game if you don't have a team already built out that can handle that.
Yeah, no, I see that. And so I think I kind of get it, and we talk about the prize, which is kind of your life system, the battle reward. So like you put cards there. So the resource system is kind of interesting. So you have a mix of Well, you have a mix of many things. Actually, I never saw something like that. You have the turn aspect, which is, very much like Hearthstone, where, you can put your very strong card from the turn one. You build up, but you have also this aspect you use cards from your hand, and you don't draw so many cards, so I guess putting card from your hand is something very significant. But you also have like the third aspect is like the card you put from your hand goes the essence, and then you can use them to play abilities. So how did you come up with this kind of I would call it 3-layer resource, and does it work well?
It does work well. What's great is really it's like every zone you see here, except the battlefield, is a resource. You could say like
Yeah.
the essence area is a resource. The battle rewards could be a resource. The discard pile could be a resource, and your deck and your hand are a resource. So like knowing how to use these resources effectively, will get you the victory. To be honest with you. So it was really just inspired from like the Naruto game.
Yeah, I don't know much. I thought it was more like Vicen's farts, where you use card from your hand to cast card, or like you have this kind of soul part. But here we use them, and yeah, no, it's interesting. Actually it's pretty original. I also wanted to ask you in terms of interaction. Is there a lot of interaction? Can you stop your opponent from doing something? Can you, kill?
Yeah.
And like, do you think you can make a control deck?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. First, there's already a control deck.
Okay, because that's my style. So that's what I want to do. So you have to help me with that. And yeah, so the team system. So like we have the team system that's interesting, the resource system, the prize system. How long would a game take in average?
Someone that's experienced could take 30 minutes. Someone learning the game, it could be 60 minutes.
Do you have any plan for tournaments, or maybe you already had some tournament? I mean,
I do have plans for tournaments. I mean, that was the point of making this game, right? To have several tournaments, and the gameplay is complex enough for you to construct your own custom deck, and it's very versatile.
So this is a Kickstarter page. So remind us, that's on the 20th. What time?
It's going to be at 12 p.m. Eastern time,
Okay,
9 a.m.
PM.
Pacific time.
How many cards are you planning to have? I think you have this written somewhere.
139.
And do you think that's enough? Like,
Definitely.
to have interesting. Like, how many of each card can you have in your deck?
Oh, you can have three copies of each card, and it's a 50 card deck.
And like in terms of different rarity, actually you have a very nice web page here, and for those interested, there is a very good app. You can just type Primal TCG on Android or iPhone, and it's pretty good. You can put your collection, and you can search any card, and you can make decks also. I found that. But in terms of rarity, I see you have super rare, uncommon, common, and promo. I guess promo is the same card, but just promo. How hard it is to get a rare, and how hard it is to get a super rare.
If you go to the Kickstarter, there's actually a section on this. I think it's all the way at the bottom.
It's pretty long. So. By the way, there is a timeline here, which I do like when there is a timeline. August 20th it starts, it ends September 18th. It takes some time for the money to move, and then you plan on printing right away as soon as you get the money.
Yes.
And then you have to check the quality of the card, and you are planning on starting to ship end of Q1, Q2 2023. That's probably doable. And by the way, I do like those landscape card. I love landscape card. Please make more landscape. I would have put all the strategy landscape, but so let me try to find rares. 24 booster. I guess there is one per booster, and you have one foil slot, and it can be either a normal foil, silver foil, or what is called a super rare.
So in silver foils are every card in the set could be a foil, except a super rare card. Super rare cards can only be gold foiled.
I see.
Anything else that's not super rare could be a valid silver foil card.
And there are gold foil. What does it mean, gold foil? Like that?
That like the set, yeah, like that.
I see. Yeah, because it always kind of sucks when you don't really. I mean, when it's just super rare stuff, it have to be, in your face. I feel to make you feel happy and the dopamine.
Yeah. So but yeah, so this is what the booster pack is gonna come with, right? So it's
That's pretty
one
good,
silver, one gold foil, one rare, two uncommons,
Okay.
and six.
I'm gonna come to obviously my next question. When you look at a pull rate, how many boxes do you need to have a full collection?
Well, if you're lucky, right?
Yeah, well, like,
you would need-
or if you can
you would
trade.
need three. If you're lucky, you would need three, right?
Because there is 40. Yes. Are those super rare like very important?
So the most important super rares are kind of like deck. They also come in a deck. So for instance, Captain Kane right there is going to be a gold super rare. So this one is very important to the Kane Pirate deck, but this one will come in the starter deck as well, a gold foil.
Oh, I think I have this guy. Because I do have two starter deck, guys. I will show you another day when we try to play. But I have this guy.
Yeah, so this guy is also going to be another super rare that comes in the Micromon deck, right? The other one, if you scroll down, I think they're all Raikiri, very key dragon.
Yeah.
The left one.
I don't have this one.
This one is really important. This is my favorite card, actually.
Please give me that. Please. But that was one of the questions I had is what is your favorite card? So I do think it's pretty badass. It's really cool. Okay, so I mean, now that we are talking about the pools and the card, so you would recommend like $3? You think that's a good place to be?
Yeah, $3. I think that's the Plagueis tier there. Getting this and like one set of starter decks, I think you can get all of the super rares.
Rare. And how much are the starter deck? I think it was 30 something.
It was 60 for a 4.
64. Okay. Oh, each deck contains 2 gold foil super rare. I see. Interesting. And you should be able to make most of competitive deck with 3. This is a case, right? $6 usually it's a case. You have one more promo that you don't have in this one. I don't like it that much, so that's fine. And you have one of each starter deck. It's just like, yeah. So you think 3 is a good number? I mean, obviously 6 is better if maybe you want to keep some sealed, but and how about like if you get only one box? Like, would you recommend taking one box and some starter, or like if you?
Yeah, I recommend one box and maybe 2 starters if you want to be a player. That's pretty economical there.
Because you get the gold foil in the starter deck. So if you get 2 of the same starter deck, it's still good. That's what you mean?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Well, I mean, for this price, depend on the shipping, obviously. But I think this is what I would recommend. $255 is kind of good. I think it would be nice to have some starter deck. Also, like.
Well, you can add it on as well.
Yeah. No. So I was just counting what I would recommend. So I think that's like 60. You say. So it's like about $300, and you get 4 starter deck and 3 boxes and a couple of promos. I think that's kind of good. I saw in add-ons you have some playmats. I think, from my opinion, there is a paper playmat that I like.
Yeah, so every deck will come with paper playmats as well.
Yeah, so I do like it quite a lot. I would actually like a real playmat with the art of the paper playmat, if it's something that can be done, because it's a map of the. I don't know if I will find it. It's a map of the
Arizona.
world. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this, I don't know, for me, I do like it. So if you can make this as a real playmat, that's cool. Otherwise, I think how much you charge? $30, $25 for the playmat?
Yeah, 25 for the playmats.
Yeah, so that's decent. I do like this one. The other I like less. But yeah, who knows? If we could get the map, I think that would be pretty good. And you also have those collector booster.
Yes.
So what are those?
So these are exclusive collector boosters that will contain full art cards, similar to the primordial promo pack. These will be a different population of cards, right? But they will be full arts, exclusive to the Kickstarter. So you cannot get this this pack anywhere afterwards. Because I mean, after the Kickstarter, we plan on making an unlimited edition of Awakened Primordials.
I mean, $20 for 6 cards. I know the cost of printing cards, so I'm not complaining. I'm just, it's 4 times that and you get a box. I don't know. I mean, I would get at least one to see how it looks. I think it is kind of nice. I don't think I saw any of the full art. Like, I don't think I have any of those. I can't say if they look good, but I'm sure they look good.
I need to add that.
This is really, it's not required to play, and it's just to pimp your deck, kind of like. And okay, what's the card inside the pool like? Is that only super rare card, or like is that any card? Or?
No, there's no super rares in the collector booster. It'll be full art cards. For instance, if you go to our webpage, and you go to the top promo pack.
Yeah.
So it'll be similar to like the full art cards. It won't be these full art cards.
Yeah.
But it will be full art cards.
So six cards looking like that.
So the population would be 12 cards for the collector boosters.
Okay.
And I think I should have that up later by the end of today.
Yeah. Oh, so there is only 12 cards that you can pull. So there is no point in getting 100 of those.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay, no, but that's just, let's get this out there. No, I think that's all good. So yeah, I would recommend then like 3 booster box, 3 collector pack, maybe 1 keep sealed and 2 you open. And playmat, I don't know, if you make the map, I would say get the playmat. Otherwise, depend on what you like. But the paper one is really good. I mean, and you can use any playmat. It's not like it's so complicated zone. That's my opinion. Stretch goal, the first 100,000. We had this strategy card that looks super neat. And is this for every backer?
Yes, every backer.
Just something. Every backer. 120 every backer receive 1 booster box, 1 booster, and so that's per pledge, right? So if you have a pledge with 3 boxes, you still receive only 1.
Yes.
Yeah, makes sense. And at 150 we have this one.
I really want this card myself. So.
I don't like it that much, so that's good. What does it mean? One every 100? It's added to the. No, I don't understand.
So like every backer or every tiered backer will receive 1 of these.
Yeah.
But like there's only going to be 1 holographic one out of the 100 in the population.
And 175 Caney pirate tier backers and up get 2 additional. So that means you get 3.
Yes, you get 3.
Okay, so that's easy. So we don't need to buy more. We just need to reach 200,000, and then at 200,000 you have the origin comic book. It's not my favorite artist, as you know already, but it's nice to. Okay, that sounds good. Let me check. Yeah, I think we went through the whole. I mean, yeah, we have the booster box like we said, 85, which is nice. This 60, this 20. Yeah, I think we saw everything. And this is yeah, like I was thinking, I think this is my recommendation. Um, yeah, just to finish, do you have plan in your head for the next 2 years? I guess making this happen and then making a unlimited edition for shops. Is there another
Yeah.
step in mind?
So after having like the Kickstarter be successful, I would say we'll start hunting down like distributors. Well, first, the good thing about having like our mailing list and the Primal TCG app is that we can know like what geographical areas to focus on, right? So then we can focus on those specific local game stores and then figure out who their distributors are, and then speak with them directly and say, hey, these amount of people in this area, supported this game or supporting this game. Um, and that's the plan. Get it out
And do
there.
you have a second set in the work, or at least in the
Yeah.
head?
So yes, definitely. It's called the Battlers of Bethesda. Um,
Big.
and it's gonna focus on fire element support, the air element support, and the terra element support.
So no more pirate, no more dragon and stuff.
Maybe down the line we'll have more pirates or dragons. There's like there's an archetype I'm working on called the battle bots, which would be like machine based archetype, and they're like fighters at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. No, well, that sounds good. So like I was saying, I think the game is pretty cool. We didn't play yet, so I can't say it's amazing yet. But at least, there is, just to sum up, we have the team aspect when we attack, and apparently it comes from Naruto. The resource system is pretty original. So we have the turn that count as resource. We have your hand. We have the soul area, and we have your price on the left. So many different resources. And the combat system also is pretty original because you have the leaders and you attack with team, and you have two set of stats. You have, once you get damage, you are less strong. I am assuming most of the time less strong. And once you get 2 damage, you are dead. That was my understanding. So a lot of interesting aspects. The art is really like you have several types, but I do like the dark fantasy aspect. The dragons look cool. I mean, it's nice to have some pirates, and I think it matches the theme. And the way I understand is because the story, like, it's a simulation. To understand those crystals, every set can be something completely different. We don't have direct relationship between the cards and the crystal yet. So for me, there is a lot of good things. Claudio seems to be somebody pretty serious about this project. He already put a decent money into it. So most of cards all the cards are designed. They are still being tested, but printing should be pretty soon after the Kickstarter. So I don't see any red flag in terms of this project not being, delivered. And like I was saying, I would recommend something like 255 with those, if possible, with a starter deck. And for the collector pack, let's hope we get enough backers on this project so we don't need to add to buy them. But otherwise, I would recommend 3, and I can't find where they are, but they are somewhere on the web page. And just finally, what is your favorite card? But you already told me, but why is it your favorite card?
Well, it's really the way this card was made. I made it with a really close friend of mine that that's no longer with us though due to COVID, and he helped make this card, and just kind of reminds me of him.
That's good. That's good. Well, thank you. Don't forget to click on notify me on launch. You can go to primaltcg.com, and you can also click here. You can download the app, which I also recommend because it's cool to check every card. And for the giveaway, I think it looks that will be something like that. If you see they are sold out. We're gonna try to. We will see how many viewers we have, but let's try to target one pack every 100 views before the project is out. If we have too many views before the project is out, we can see. No, thank you, Claudio. I think it's always very touching to talk about somebody's project because I know you put a lot of your soul into it. So thank you for spending time to walk us through it. I do like this game, and I did like all my interaction with Claudio. If I have time, we will have some a game together, and hopefully some video on the Kickstarter page. But yeah, thanks a lot, Claudio. Any last word?
Thank you for the opportunity of interviewing me. Really appreciate it. So hopefully, everybody that backs the Primal TCG Kickstarter could see this interview and see what we're all about.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, guys, and see you soon. Don't forget to back. Bye.